both police and fire data. There's one call type, overdose, for police. There's actually 3 call types for fire that most closely reflect overdose incidents. However, overdose incidents are caught or captured in more than one call type. So this is not necessarily all overdose incidents, but probably the majority of them. So there's a data issue here that's probably universal throughout all public safety. So this is what it looks like over a 4-year period. The red filled graph there is 2015. The very front row is 2012. So you can basically see the escalation of overdose calls, police calls, over time. This is what fire looks like. So once again, you see it's not quite the escalation.
The mic is cutting out. 1 second. Sorry.
Microphone down. That's probably an EMS call, I think. So that's the fire data, so it's not quite as pronounced as the police data that relates to overdose incidents, and we think that's probably related to the complexity of the data set for fire. In essence, we had a 4-fold increase, I should say a 5-fold increase, almost a 5-fold increase in 4 years for police calls for overdose, or a little bit more than 200 to almost 1,000 in 2015. So tremendous escalation for us. Give me 1 second here. Let me get caught up on my slides here. And I think that's the naloxone administration. I can't read it from here. It doesn't correspond to my handout, so we'll come back to that one. How's about that? Yes, that's what it is. That's the naloxone administration. We began administrations in September of 2014. The red is all of 2015. So this is when Dayton police officers began administering naloxone. The next chart is the data for the success of that administration. In fact, overwhelmingly, 99% of those individuals who received naloxone administration in 2014 survived. In 2015, it was 98%. So significant success in saving lives through naloxone administration. So a couple perhaps lessons learned, just some of the data. Since September 2014, the Dayton PD has used naloxone for 197 OD victims. The first officer to administer naloxone was a 25-year veteran. I point that out because that's important. I would just say in terms of getting this accepted within law enforcement, if you can get your veterans on board, everybody else is going to fall in line. So this was really remarkable. Was Ken Nurenbrock, who's since retired, but I was so grateful that he was the first to administer because it really set the tone for the whole agency. We've had 95 different officers use their naloxone. 47 officers have used it on multiple occasions, with 2 using it 7 times, 4 6 times, 3 5, and 5 4 times. So some have had multiple administrations. We looked at 137 of the 187 people who were reversed ODs using naloxone, and we checked them against multiple records to see were there any subsequent deaths. In essence, there's only been 2 individuals who had naloxone administered who has subsequently died, and they died in other jurisdictions, not in the city of Dayton. A little learning curve here. We found during the Memorial Day weekend we had a significant surge of ODs, and it became pretty apparent that issuing officers a single dosage of naloxone was not likely to be the right way to do implementation. So immediately after that, we equipped officers with 2 doses of naloxone because it was being pretty apparent that we needed it because officers ran out and we had to call other officers to the scene to administer it. So we don't want to be in a situation where we don't have enough to deploy in any one incident. So we now deploy double doses.